Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is good to see you. I never did figure out why alerts like to do that, but hi. It is good to see you, crew. Let's see who's here. Siribot. Thank you, Siribot, for being here. And indeed, the ship itself would like you to participate in chat in order to be granted possession of the VIP diamond next to your name for the stream. Hi, Shadows of Life. Hi, Puddleglum. Hi, Tantarlus. It is good to see you. Simsilica, thank you so much for the 18-month resubscription. And Puddleglum for 32 months. Oh my gosh. That is many months. Many months. I know I've been streaming a while, but numbers like that make me realize that I've been streaming a while. I hope everybody is having a good weekend so far. I don't know who else is going to be here. I know Elixir won't be because work. It's a weekend that required work. Let's all take a moment and feel for Elixir and the requirement to go in and deal with the public on a Saturday. Faithfully observing I took on too many projects weekend. Oh, I know that weekend. I've been stuck in the I have so many things to do that the thought of trying to get myself organized to try and do them makes me shut down weekend. So deal with the public? That's a hard job every day of the week. I know, but usually we're only open Monday through Friday. And indeed, we're not open today, but Elixir is running a special event as part of Alumni Weekend. And yeah. And like so some of you probably saw my, what I shared on the social media about the broken tempered glass wall. Yeah. So we had been pushing. We had an exhibit going in those windows for in May, the first Black student ever admitted to Virginia Tech passed away. And then the next week, the fifth Black student ever admitted to Virginia Tech also passed away. So we were putting together a memorial exhibit about them and wanted to get it in place before Alumni Weekend, which is this weekend. Hi, Puddleglum. Yes, hi again, Puddleglum. I was looking at Hannah's name and trying to say hi to Hannah and said Puddleglum. So, hi, Hannah. I know how to read the line that I'm trying to read. So yeah, we were putting in an exhibit, and so the display cases had their lids off, and the items were already set. There was one or two things that I needed to complete before the exhibit would be done and ready for the public. And then at 7:55 a.m. on Thursday, John was in his office, which is right attached to the reading room, and those glass wall panels look in on our reading room, the Special Collections reading room. Imagine that tempered glass wall. You were the sweetest thing that I ever knew. But I don't care for sugar, honey, if I can't have you. Oh gosh, Tentarolis, it's funny, I didn't actually think of Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox until Friday. I was too busy dealing with the problem itself on Thursday that the song didn't even pop into my head until Friday. Oh God, why is my nose so itchy right now? Sorry. It wasn't itchy, and then I showered and got ready for stream, and now my nose is itchy. Anyway, yeah, so we had the panels. One second. I really should do this while we're chatting. So the cases were there. They had the stuff in them. It was ready to just have the lids put on and be on display, sort of. I still had to print out, maybe it's casting call for the reboot of the Itchy and Scratchy show. I'm not sure. I don't know. Something. Could be the fan, but it's also really hot in here, so anyway. So like there were still a couple things to do. I had the graphics for the back of the case covers done. I just needed to put them in. And then I still needed to print out all of the captions and reprint the poster, because that morning, like, I had printed the poster on Wednesday, but I didn't have time to put it up. And so it was just sitting in my office. When I got to my office Thursday morning, it was 72 degrees with 80% humidity in my office. And the poster was very damp. And I ended up having to reprint the poster because it just was not usable in its very damp condition. But anyway, so that morning, John was there and he was in his office and nobody else was around, and it's summer, and like at 7:55 in the morning, there's not really anybody on campus. And he was just sitting in his office, and there was a loud, like, thud noise. And he glanced up and looked, and it was just the whole 5-foot by 12-foot tempered glass panel had done what it's supposed to do and shattered into lots of roughly half-inch to inch size pieces. There is a definite spot where it radiates out from, like it looks like there's an impact spot on it, but there was nobody around. So the impact did not happen when it shattered. It had to have been impacted at some point in the past. And so we don't know what triggered it. It could have been maybe we had like a small earthquake or something in the area. That anything below like a 3.0 could cause a panel like that to shatter if it's already, been stressed over time. But humans wouldn't feel it. So that's a possibility. It could have been lots of things, but anyway. So it shattered and it was just there. And generally not bad. It did what it was supposed to do, but it put tiny little slivers of glass all across the documents that were on display in the display cases because they didn't have the lids on because we were in the process of installing the exhibit. So then we had to take all of them off of the cases, clean off the tiny little glass chips, and run a lint roller over like the cloth that was covering the bottom of the cases. And I had to rush to get the graphics put in so we could put the lids on. So that if it let go, we wouldn't end up with more glass. And then eventually facilities came and took some rug wrap plastic. It's saran wrap, but one side is sticky. And just put that up on both sides of the broken glass panel. They have not removed the broken glass yet. They just covered it with sticky saran wrap to try and hold it in place while they figure out what to do, because we can't have a giant opening there. It's a space that has to be lockable. So they've just left the broken glass in place. And congratulations, Tentaros, on being randomly selected as VIP for the stream. But so those windows are a display area for us. And this being Alumni Weekend, we wanted to have that memorial for the 2 alumni who died last month on display. And they are. I got the posters in one of the windows, and so you can tell that that's what the display is. And 2 of the cases are in place, and you could look at them from a distance. The captions aren't up, but that doesn't matter anyway, because nobody would be able to read them from the distance that you have to view from, because they've blocked off the little travel space alongside that window, because the glass could go at any time. So, and then they put up signs at the end of day on Friday that say, pardon our mess, renovation in progress. I'm like, this is not a renovation. So anyway, it was just a strange end to the week. But yeah, our reading room is unusable because if that glass panel goes, there's glass all over the reading room. So we can't let researchers use it, but we're still open. And it just completely messes with our operations, from being able to have that exhibit on display to we don't have a conference room because that's where we're putting the researchers so that they can research. But that also means that they're not in the same room as the person who's staffing the reference desk, which generally we have the person staffing the reference desk physically in the same room as the people that are doing the research. And we don't like watch like a hawk to make sure you don't do anything to the materials. We have rules, but you know. But yeah, so it's definitely affected our operations. And yeah, no idea when they're going to do anything. I don't know how long it will take to get another 5 foot by 12 foot anti-UV tempered glass wall panel to put in place. I imagine it's not super quick. They could fill it with like plywood, but they can't just go get a panel that's 12 by 5 because they don't sell plywood in 12 by 5 just off the shelf. But they could get in a couple of panels and put them together. But they also can't just put it in place because it was one of the glass panels that's between two other glass panels. And the only thing that it was attached to was the seal around it. And so there's nothing to attach like a panel of plywood to. So they would have to build some sort of structure. They can't attach it to the wooden framing underneath because there's power lines in there. Yeah, don't know yet how they're gonna build some sort of structure to hold a temporary cover over that space once the glass is gone, and have it be secured so that people can't just push it out of the way to get inside the space. Yeah, it's an interesting situation. So hopefully the end of your weeks was better. Yeah, bit of a tall order. Anywho, I think I should head to Mars. Maybe try and rescue an entire civilization plus lots of famous people from the 19th century. That's the plan for today. And then I think I have D&D tonight with my D&D group. Should be this Saturday. And then no stream tomorrow. Monday night, I think we're close to the end of Return to Monkey Island, so we'll continue with that. And then before I start like another full playthrough, I might run through a bunch of the one-shot wheel on Mondays. Coming up on Wednesday, I have a true crime episode of Archival Adventures. It has nothing to do with broken glass, as far as I'm aware. It's a 19th century murder acquittal. It's an interesting case. It'll be fun to look at. And then, yeah, I don't know what else. Next Friday night, I get to start. I get to try out a game of Death in Space. It won't be streamed, but it's my first time that I get to try that game, and I'm excited. What does everybody else have going on? I've been talking, and I would love to hear what you all are doing while I try to get the game in place. It's finally actually feeling like summer here. I've hit that point in the year where I'm like, it's never cool enough anywhere that I am. Like, I'll complain about the cold because it hurts my hands, but I much prefer the cold. I can always go crawl under a blanket or something. Okay, game. I should do game. Ooh, you got a webcam and headset for your Fate game? I have yet to, like, I've never tried a headset. At least not for gaming. I did years ago. I had an office phone that had a headset. And it was good, but I can't imagine wearing it for hours. You were using your phone. Oh dear. Like just the way that the headset that I had at work, it was a good headset, but the way it worked and like sat on my ear, it definitely would have hurt if I tried wearing it for a couple of hours. Honestly, like if I spend all day on video calls and then like uh uh play a game of like I don't know, some TTRPG like if I play D&D after having been on video calls all day, and because my group is now scattered across the country, we play over Zoom. These will start to hurt after they've been in all day. So I can't imagine something that like really sits on my ear like that. Okay, so we discovered that we still do not have any way of getting inside this cave. I have to lower the level of the entire Martian ice cap to get inside. I checked the walkthrough because I was out of ideas. Do I still have a bucket with water? I do. Okay. Oh dear. Got them with oh gosh, when was your birthday, Shadows of Life? Did you tell us? I don't remember, but happy birthday. Belated, I assume, but yeah. I am very distract. Rifle. Spray gun. It was on the 4th. Oh gosh, that was this week. Yeah, happy belated birthday. I hope that your birthday was good and that your entire birth month is good. What do I have? What is this? That's the motor, but it's broken and I need someone to fix it. That's a lantern. That's rat killer. A tinderbox. It's your Pride Month, so that's good. Hey, that is good. Gears. Rivet gun, bunch of scrolls. I discovered last night that there was an entire X-Men live action movie that I had never seen. So I watched X-Men Dark Phoenix this morning because I had not seen it. I don't know how I missed its existence. Oh, you hadn't seen that one yet either. It came out in 2019, but I don't remember hearing that it was coming out. I did not know it existed. All right, I have a broken motor. Aware of it, but after Age of Apocalypse, you weren't keen on watching another CGI disaster. It was okay. I'm not sure I was. I so I was trying to explain the X-Men stuff to Philip because he was like, I feel like the movies now you have to have a certain understanding of the lore in order to get the movies, and I was like, well, I honestly for Dark Phoenix, I don't think you needed to know anything before First Class. And then I tried to explain to him about like comic books and how they will reboot stories, and that essentially that's what they did with the X-Men movies. Is they had the X-Men movies, the ones that had Patrick Stewart as Xavier, but then once First Class happened and they had was it James McAvoy as Xavier, that was basically a complete reboot. Throw out everything you knew about the lore of the movies and start over. Except that Hugh Jackman was still Wolverine. But knowing Wolverine's story and the fact that he's just really long lived because he heals, him being Hugh Jackman and the same age didn't seem like that big of a deal. You still want to get it on Blu-ray to keep the collection complete? I was running out of things to watch on Hulu and running out of things to watch on HBO and Paramount, and we also have Disney Plus. So I went and was looking to see what was on there and discovered it. Yeah, the First Class ones, they didn't connect with me quite as much. I like certain things about them. I was just, I mean, you got Jubilee, except that you didn't because she never got to do anything. And so that annoyed me. And then they also had, right before they switched and went to the First Class movies, they had finally introduced Bobby Drake. We had Iceman, and I was so happy. And then they completely changed the story, and no more Iceman. I was sad. I still like them. I'm wandering around because all of the towers up here are broken, and I need to fix the towers in order to melt the ice to get inside that cave. But I have to find the towers. I'm not sure where I am. TV show and movies backlog is clogged up. When I had to commute to work 20 hours a week, I was watching so much stuff on my tablet or a mobile DVD player. Nowadays, I'm happy to keep up with Doctor Who each week. That is where I got with audiobooks for a while. Because it used to be I commuted 4 hours a day, 2 hours each way. And so I just listened to audiobooks like the whole time. And then now my commute is significantly shorter. And so my audiobook backlog, it grew. But I finally caught up on it, and I'm starting to get some new audiobooks that I didn't already have. Oh, Shadows, what is episode 6? I don't know if I've seen it or not. The last one I saw was Bubble and Dot. And it was I don't know. It was good as far as it felt like a Doctor Who episode, but there were things about it I certainly didn't care for. Bubble and Dot is episode 6. Tantaralis, I have a Kindle and physical books, and it has been an age since I have been able to sit down and actually read one. I've tried, and I just don't seem to have success. I want to. It hasn't worked. Eventually, I will get into a pattern again where it's possible, but I'm not sure when that will be. I have to sleep at night or we'll freeze. Like, I had decided I was going to read the New Frontier novels, the Star Trek New Frontier novels, and got one and loaded it up on my Kindle and then read the first chapter. And that's as far as I've gotten. You 15 Dresden Files books collecting dust. Since then, bought all of them when the publisher of the German edition went bankrupt. I was just thinking about the Dresden Files last night. Wasn't there a TV show of Dresden Files? Tried reading before bed for a bit. You still haven't finished the book? I had thought that I would try reading before bed, and it just hasn't worked for me lately. Eventually, I just have to figure out the right spot in my day to have that habit. So audiobooks I'm able to keep up with the because I can do something else while I'm listening to them. And that's been the main thing of I'm not able to keep up with like reading books because I have too much stuff to do. And so it's harder to do stuff while reading a book. Yes, there is a TV show, and to quote my mom, which loved the books she was able to read before passing away, what in heaven is this hot piece of garbage? Oh dear. Hi, Pretty Witchery. You're listening to a Firefly audiobook? I am listening to book 1 of a series that I have already read books 2 through 24, or I don't remember. There's like 24 or 25 books in the series. I've read all of them, but book 1. It's the Bryant and May Mysteries by Christopher Fowler. And I had not read book 1 because I couldn't find book 1 in audio. But I did finally find it now because it wasn't available before, and now it is. And so I'm finally listening to the first of those novels. It's funny because like a year and a half ago, I read all of the others, and now I'm reading the first one. You've been doing audiobooks of the Dresden Files. How's the narrator? Hi, Detective Zen. Why, thank you for pushing me over. This is what the Percy Jackson. Oh, I see what you're responding to there. Decided you had to read books with your eyeballs, like you used to be able, and thus didn't read for years. Oh gosh, Pretty Witchery. I am sorry to hear that. I understand, and you know what? Something I learned in library school is encourage reading. And reading means comic books, novels, magazines, newspapers, audio books, books on tape, books on CD, whatever they may be. Who cares what format you're getting it in? If you read stories, it enriches your life in ways that TV and movies don't necessarily. Narrator of the Dresden Files is James Marsters. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, audiobooks are totally worth it. And the thing is, if you think about it, how did people, how were stories done before the printing press? Like, we have plays, we have things like that. There were dramas, people acted on stage and told stories that way. Mime, yes, certainly that was another way that people tell stories. It's one that is sort of out of favor now, but it was certainly a storytelling medium. But generally, like, stories were told out loud. Somebody told the story to someone else. And like, when you're a kid and your parents read you a bedtime story, they're reading it out loud. Why is that different than listening to an audiobook? Carved into stone. Exactly, Detective Zen. Audiobooks are reading. I can't believe I have not found one of the towers. I have been wandering across the frickin' ice cap here for so long now. I think it's just being a good and quick reader was such a core trait of your childhood. Could finish a large book in 6 hours and people would go, wow, you didn't actually read. Really? Oh my. Stephen Joyce, hello. Thank you so much. Welcome back for 35 months. How are you? How was your co-stream with Wireless Riot? Hi, Moody Mystery. Moody, I'm not certain. I have a few more things to do. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to fix the machines at the North Pole so that I can get into the cave. I still have half of the dreams that need to be done. I don't yet know how to get into the other dream machines so that I can get to them. And I still need to grow a plant body for a Martian. But once I get all those things done, I'm not sure there's much left. A train of thought? I don't know what you mean. The train of thought has left the rails. Funny seeing the characters in this game because I've been playing Nightingale, who have a lot of the same characters. Oh, Zen, I popped in right after they finally released it for just the general public to access it. I had put in my name to try and get access to like the alpha a long time ago. And then when they finally put it out, I just it was at a point where I couldn't devote the time to it. So I haven't had a chance yet to really get into it. But I am still very excited for Nightingale. It looks really good. Your favorite book is a 4-ish hour book? So my favorite books. How does one identify their favorite book? I just realized I have no idea what my favorite book is. I was gonna say that I was gonna talk about Neil Stephenson's Baroque Cycle because many years back, I literally read the entire Baroque Cycle at least once a year. And that is when they broke it up into paperback, I think they made it into at least 6, if not 8 books. Slams the entire Tolkien Legendarium down. Team Eric, my favorite books are, the OG Dragonlance trilogies are quite good. I have mixed feelings about them, but for reasons mostly because my brother liked them and there's mixed feelings there. But They weren't the ones that grabbed me, though. It was Terry Brooks's Heritage of Shannara tetralogy that was the first. That's what really grabbed me and made me really like invest in reading. Your favorite comfort book is an Australian book about horses? Why not? Oh no. I don't know what book, Shadows. I must have missed a comment. Oh. You haven't said the name, though. You've read it multiple times, and it's almost a yearly read. Yeah. Audible tried to sell you Shannara last month. And you tried to work out why there are so many? So, when I read it, Heritage was still being published. And so initially, I was reading them. I got really into them, and I think it was timed just right so that the fourth book came out around the time that I was ready for it. And then I went back and read the original Shannara trilogy, which is Sword of Shannara, Elfstones of Shannara, and then Wish Song. And then I think I read First King, and then I did the entire Magic Kingdom of Landover series that was out at the time. Basically, I just read everything that Terry Brooks had read or had written, because I was just hyper focused on Terry Brooks because I enjoyed his writing. But I'll say this. If you try to read the Shannara series, I would recommend that you start with Elfstones. Skip the Sword of Shannara and start with the Elfstones of Shannara and go from there. You can go back and read Sword later, but Sword is literally... And see, they actually split Sword now into 3 books of its own, which they didn't used to do. Sword is literally just the Lord of the Rings trilogy with different character names. It is his first published novel, but it is just a retelling of the Lord of the Rings. You can skip that and start with Elfstones, and you'll get a much better introduction to the world of Shannara than starting with Sword would ever give you. Wait, the Silver Brum? What is this? The Silver Brummy. Ah, this is the Australian book about horses? Okay. I see the genre very clearly. Does it have more elves? Well, I'm trying to remember how many elves are actually in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So that's the tracking motor. Vines. I have to get rid of the vines. But okay, so this is the... Where? I need the map. I need the map. I think I have more trekking across the northern pole to do. Because okay, I started out and I was over here. I definitely have the broken piece from this one. I think. Okay, I think I need to go here because there's a broken piece I need here. I have the sprayer. I just need weed killer for here. I think. Why do you feel the urge to replay Ultima 6 on your Commodore 64? I don't know. I mean, this is built on the same engine, so that could be it. I don't yet know who needs to repair these things, and I'm not sure where the weed killer is, but I've got to find the weed killer. Sorry, my brain, I saw the description of the book, and what came to mind was Black Beauty, which is the only horse novel that springs to my mind when I think of horse novels. Brummies are Australia's feral horses. Most of them reside in the snowy mountains. Cool. Oh, Black Beauty's a lot more depressing. Oh wait, no, there's oh gosh, what are the there's the Ponies of Chincoteague book series. Would it be more similar to that? Do you even know what those are? Like Misty of Chincoteague is probably the only one I'm even familiar with. Don't think those are at all as poetic. Oh gosh, what do I need? Where am I? Oh, no, use the sextant. All right, I'm at 29 or 49 north and 29 west. I must go much further west. The Man from Snowy River? I am unfamiliar with this. Right before stream, I was watching a classic of my own. Because like I said, I'm exploring my Disney Plus app to find things to watch lately. And so I was watching That Darn Cat from 1956. It was a good movie. It's a poem. Just then, down through the last glimmer of twilight, stepping high and free like a cloud, a moth, a ghost in the shape of a horse, came the silver stallion. Wild, beautiful, and free as the wind he came, from one kingdom to another. Thora. Aw, it is good. I have no idea if I said pronounced that last word right, but nice. The whole series is written like that. I would struggle with it, but it's very pretty. I would struggle with it because, yeah, I would struggle with just trying to read poetry for like that much. It's audiobooks. Well, then that's different. Oh, Tentarless, I totally understand. Thank you for coming by. Busy day tomorrow, especially considering you have multiple elections, city mayor, city council, Council of Europe, direct assembly. Oh dear, wow. Yeah, have a good weekend. Okay, I'm going to reach my destination. Why am I? There were faster ways. I'm just now realizing there were faster ways. I have access to one global transit system where I can jump from one side of the planet to the other fairly quickly. I forgot that that was an option. And I've just literally been walking all the way around the entire North Pole of Mars. Yeah, but if you use that, you wouldn't get as lost so easily. I'm getting my daily steps in. Yes, that's the thing. Spring. Wow. Okay. Hello, Elixir! You're back from the work. Congratulations on no longer being at work on a Saturday. Hey, there's nothing wrong with liking the high country. I woke up and need to spam. It is entirely welcomed. Okay, this should be the third tower. You see yourself? No, I was not looking at myself. Lens holder? Okay. Wait, so... But... I have a feeling I have done something slightly incorrectly. A lot of peopling. Oh God, you went over capacity for both events? They lined up at 1:30? Yeesh. Galara, hello! Welcome back and thank you for the 3-stream streak. You weren't there alone, right? You had other people assisting, I hope? Did I? Where is... Where am I? I'm at 52 North, 102 East. Oh. So this is... I did miss one. I walked all the way around the planet and I missed one of the towers. Ooh, thank you. I got this and one other Ultima shirt because I needed Ultima shirt. Trapped against a pillar in the room. No! Oh God. I'm sorry, Elixir. And that's how the story ended. Rogan walked off into the Martian desert and was never seen again. I'm sorry. I mean, we knew that cocktail event was going to be popular, but too much peopling is too much peopling. Also, the automated ad break is about to start. So we're gonna head to the Be Right Back screen for about 3 minutes. And I encourage you all to get food and rest your tired, sore feet and maybe get beverages. Take your meds if you have forgotten to do so. You know, those kinds of things. And I'll see you in a couple minutes. Ahoy hoy! Welcome back, everyone! Um, I hope that you had a good couple of minutes and that you were able to completely walk away and pretend that ads weren't playing at all. I realized I was going the wrong direction. I do feel like we're close. It's just that I have got to get better about navigating. From where I am, I need to head to Elysium and just take the transportation network that I mentioned before. Because walking all the way around the planet, somehow I missed one of the towers. Wait a minute. Where? What? I am totally going to get lost again, aren't I? I think the answer is yes. What's ridiculous is I have accomplished nothing in the game at all the whole stream. I could literally just reload. Oh, Galara, I love this game. Most people don't need to walk around a planet while looking through a square picture frame. This is true. That's honestly, that is really my biggest problem with really all of these from Ultima 4 onward. I think it's just I want more map. The window is so small. Like I would like maybe twice this at least. It's you're zoomed in so close to the party, and you just have a very narrow field of view. It was yeah, no, I know that. This was what was possible. We're spoiled by monitors that have actual resolution. Yeah. Did I miss the entire city? I did. I somehow missed Elysium entirely. That's why Ultima 7 required a 386 and was better on a 486. Ultima 7. I don't know. Did I ever play Ultima 7? I don't think I did. Because I went from 5 to Martian Dreams to Pagan. Pagan was 8, wasn't it? You can have more map once you eat your vegetables. All right, I'm going to camp for the night and then we'll go. Can't be readied. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to use it. I still have fond memories of Pagan, but I remember almost nothing about it. Like, I remember liking it, but that's it. So I would like to get back there at some point and actually play Pagan, which, you know, I have no thoughts on ceasing playing the games. So, okay, clue book. I need to know this. Transport tube stations. To Olympus is this one. Zoomed out map. Yeah, I don't know Pretty Witchery. I the first 3 games there was more map space, but you lost the so the from 4 onward, you've got the framing, you've got your party list, you've got the interaction window and you've got the toggles and actually like point and click stuff. None of that was there for the first 3 games, which is why you could have more map space. Okay. I should have come out at Olympus. A UI that hides. Well, so the thing is, in the original games, you pushed a button to bring up a menu and do things. Like, that was possible. But it wasn't point and click. It would be nice if it could have been like in a drawer. Like if I could like click on this bar and have it just slide out of the way, it'd be lovely. But I have gotten used to it. All right, map again. All right, we teleported to Olympus. But where am I now? I need a bridge. In the year 2003, my family member, who definitely used a computer for work, had a multi-step list for turning on the PC. Oh dear. In the year 2525. Sorry. Games back then usually had a pretty in-depth section in the manual for explaining the UI. Oh, we have that. So this is the reference guide. This is the quick guide to the controls and whatnot. I don't know if this one, the Ultima 1 instructions actually told you how to put a disk in your machine. This one tells you how to use a mouse. It's funny, I never actually looked at this. You can program a shortcut command into the right mouse button. In this game. But yeah, so this is like the points out like where is everything, gives you the keyboard commands to be able to get to things. And then the actual like, actually that might be the only like technical manual, because the rest of it is just like background for the story. And of course this had the this was in the age of answer this question in order to prove that you have a legal copy of this game. And in order to answer the question, you had to have read or find a certain part of the narrative that's in one of the books that came with it. How do mouse? The thing is, in 2005, I was teaching people how to use the mouse so that they could access online banking when I worked as a bank teller. Ooh, pen-shaped mice. I don't know about pen-shaped mice. I don't think I've ever seen those. I am aware of, honestly, from 2000 on, I basically only used a touchpad. And even on Windows, I was using a touchpad, which meant I was using the teeny tiny, like, Post-it note sized touchpads, but they were more comfortable for me than a mouse was. And then I'm aware of like the ones that have the ball that you move with your thumb. I know that there's an accessibility mouse thing that's like a roller bar that goes at the bottom of your keyboard. I don't think I've ever seen a pen one. Internet. But also, you know, the fact that I was teaching people how to use a mouse in 2005 was not completely out of the realm of understandability, because while the people that I was teaching understood how to use their cell phone, most of them were Somali refugees or Ethiopian refugees and had not ever used a desktop computer before. Your brother went to a computer class in a community college in the late 90s, and he was a teenager who knew well what he was doing, but the rest of the class were made up of seniors being told what a mouse was. Yeah. It makes total sense. I'm going the wrong direction. Of course I'm going the wrong direction. Can't find one on Google, but it was a thick marker, but the tip had a flat bit that extended out with tiny mouse buttons on it. Oh, I think I have seen one of those. Not like in person, but that rings a bell. I think those were primarily meant for people who wanted to draw on the computer. So similar to like the drawing tablets that exist today, where you would have a stylus, or you had Wacoms by then. So it was just meant as a mouse. I don't know. I guess I always assumed that those were meant for people to draw with. Okay. Is that berries? Oh, no, that's the broken lens. Too heavy. That is the thing I need. Who has some carrying capacity? Nelly. You've got 2 pounds. You've got 1 pound. You've got, or they're not pounds, they're stone. 2 stone. So it's too heavy for me, and I have 6 stone available. Well. Wait, my heat ray gun has no charges left? Since when? Well, that's just frustration. Alrighty. Alrighty then. Oh dear. There's no way. I'm gonna try it, but yeah. It was very awkward to click. It was for left-handed people. No better for drawing than a regular mouse. Ow. I always confuse broken lenses with berries. They do look like berries. Oh, Galara, good luck with your cat, and wish your mom a happy birthday. All right. Who has things that are easy to move about? Well, let's try calling dibs. To carry this thing. Inventory management, the game, has been the theme of all of these from like Ultima 4, 5, and 6. They've all been inventory management, the game. in some way, shape, or form. Now your mouse is wireless. Set it down and immediately forget where it is. Woohoo! I do not like my mouse to be wireless. Not a fan. My mouse here has a cord. My keyboard does as well. It's more responsive. But I have a mouse. They gave me a mouse at work. I asked for a touchpad. I have a mouse. I do not like it because I have an Apple computer at work, and the Apple computer mouse is so badly designed. They have the best designed touchpad in existence and the worst designed mouse ever. I don't understand why they ever thought that putting the spot that you plug it in order to charge it on the bottom so it is completely unusable while being charged. That is a design decision that is only made by somebody who is designing for aesthetics and not functionality. I just don't understand. Yeah, it's just not a pleasant experience altogether. And they have designed their operating system to have so many gestural things, and then they expect you to do some of the gestures on the mouse because it has a responsive surface, but none of them feel natural on the mouse at all. But I think in them, like, because I have used the touchpad for so long that it's just by default, I do the gestures to navigate the Mac operating system, and they don't function the same on the mouse. And I'm gonna have to drop something to free up enough carrying capacity. All right. Oh, no, not. Let's just dibs. Drop the hammer. Drop the hammer! How much does this fracking thing weigh? What is this? Tinderbox? Drop the tinderbox. Get the lens. Drop the wrench. Get the lens. Finally! I finally managed to pick it up. Drop. Time. Only complaint really is that not using a mouse made for the Mac, your scroll can be janky. I mean, okay, I have a Razer. Here I'm using a Razer Mamba Elite, and it has a tendency for the scroll, if I reach the bottom of something, or it'll start bouncing. And I'm like, but why? And I've done some searching. It's apparently a well-known thing. And for some reason, blowing into the scroll wheel makes it stop doing that. Until the next time you restart your computer. But now I know how to make it stop doing that, because I looked online and there were years of posts about Razer mice with bouncing scroll wheels that They just blow in it. Yeah, it has a really sensitive sensor, apparently. And it's spraying it with canned air doesn't work. It is the moisture in your breath when you blow in that causes it to start working correctly again. It's technology's weird. And yet, Philip was telling me earlier today that there are people unironically arguing that we don't need to teach people how to read anymore because AI will do it for them. This is true. A lot of children already can't read. I mean, they stopped teaching cursive. Like we've had a few student employees that we've had to teach cursive to so that they could read old letters. But I guess we're not going to necessarily have to do that anymore either, because if AI is just going to transcribe everything, then I guess we won't need to be able to read the old letters, because we'll just trust that the computer is telling us exactly what they say without getting anything wrong ever. Wait, there's something wrong with what I just said. Because AI does such a redacted good job at not giving people dangerous advice. Oh, but what about the pizza glue? I mean, clearly glue is edible, right? And if you want your cheese to stay on your pizza, just add some glue, right? My sarcasm wasn't dripping enough. I'm sorry, Alexi. If you can't tell, I'm not a huge fan of the current rush to force AI into every product in existence without testing it and making it function as intended before releasing it to the consumer. If you need a screen reader for free, Microsoft Edge is weirdly good. Some of the voices are almost there. Product testing? That sounds expensive. Just like the Amazon grab and go shop that turned out to be people behind the scenes checking cameras. Google's now scrambling to manually fix all the weird AI answers. Yep. Yeah. But the thing is, I actually think that's not a bad use for AI. Having AI like the large language model is not. It's referred to as generative AI. It is definitely not general AI. General AI, general intelligence, but there are uses for it where it would make sense. And if it's able to read, having it read something to you doesn't seem like a terrible use for it. Having it run an initial pass on transcription to take. We already do that. We've done it for years. It's called optical character recognition, and it always has to be cleaned up after it's run because it gets a lot of stuff wrong. So if this generative AI stuff can improve what it gets wrong, great. but it's still going to need a human to look at it. The real problem is that it's not AI. OCR is a comical mess. And see, that's the thing. I think like these large language model predictive text things, they would be a great way to improve optical character recognition. That is an excellent use for them. Make OCR better. They're not doing that, though. You temporarily blacked out for a moment there with all this AI talk. Well, just wait. In another year or so, Microsoft is going to release an update they're not able to stop, and that will install AI on your computer and default it to on or some stupid thing like that. They actually had planned something called Recall that was going to be on by default and was going to take regular screen captures of your computer and have a text file that logged everything you did on your computer so that you could recall things if you needed to go back and get them. And then someone pointed out to Microsoft that it was a really bad idea from a security standpoint. And so they're making some changes, one of which being it will not be on by default. I don't have a problem with people playing with ChatGPT. It has its uses, but it's not useful for the things that they're trying to sell it for. Exactly, Detective Zen. Using AI as a second pass or a first pass for looking at old cursive would save a lot of time. I love screenshots of my banking details being stored in a folder. And it's a folder that, the way it was set up, you wouldn't even have to have administrator privileges to look inside. All right, that's Marie Curie. I don't think she's gonna be... Who? Okay, I need to look at the list of famous people that are stuck on Mars. I have a mechanical motor that needs fixing, and I have a lens, a ruby lens that needs fixing. Lots of neat accessibility uses. Exactly. Like, the automated captions could be improved greatly. They are often referred to as craptions. They're sufficient right now, but they could be so much better, and that would be a great use for these LLMs. But now they just want to replace human workers in creative fields. Yeah, that's the thing. I saw a post on Instagram the other day that rung so true. It basically said, I want AI to do my laundry and my dishes and clean my bathroom, so that I have more time to do art and writing and creative pursuits. I don't want AI to do my creative pursuits so that I have more time to do my laundry and clean my bathroom. Wait, it understands D&D, but retains none of the information it previously told you? Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, who on this list? Oh, come on. Zoom. I don't want page level. I had all of these set, and then there was some sort of update to Adobe Acrobat, and now they don't zoom to the right level anymore. Grr, arg. Like, I had them where I wanted them. Why did you have to update and break the thing that I had preset and saved for each of these PDFs every 6 months or so. Get it to try and DM you for just it turns into a dolly painting. You just have to have a reality, a setting where reality changes all the time. All right, so I have a mechanical motor that needs fixing and a ruby lens that needs fixing. I feel like Thomas Edison maybe would be somebody to ask about the motor. And I'm thinking Tiffany for the ruby lens. I mean, Tesla or Edison, one of the two for the motor. I use Bard, which Google's AI equivalent. It's not bad for creative interactive stories. So that's been my that's a lot of my issue with like even just using the virtual assistant on my phone, is that I can't just ask it to do something. I have to phrase it in a specific way in order to get it to understand what I want, which makes me not use it. Because it's faster for me to punch the buttons on my phone or to tap the screen. It's faster for me to tap the screen than it is for me to figure out the proper phrasing to get it to do what I want it to do. Okay. If I want these people, I have to remember where they are. Edison's here in Olympus, I think. T-E. Tee-hee. All right, so he's 3 buildings above where I am. Yeah, AI should do the things I can do but do not want to. Not the things I want to do but never have time for. Exactly. That's the same for me, Detective Zen. If I need a timer, I will ask for it. If I want a specific album from my music library to play, it's faster for me to find it myself and hit play. Because if I ask, I have to formulate it very specifically to get it to play from my library rather than just playing a song from that album and creating a random generated playlist. Or like, yeah, that's what it would tend to do. If I ask it to play an album, it will generate a random playlist based on that album rather than just playing the album, which isn't what I want. Gen AI wouldn't be a problem if people didn't need to work to eat. Exactly. Yeah. Imagine how much art we'd have if folks had time to do it without worrying about rent or food. Oh, you know, basic needs? We can't meet people's basic needs. What are you talking about? People are also getting failed even if they didn't use AI. Because detection services think that they did. Yeah. That's because we're once again in a situation where we have companies that are running very fast ahead of any sort of regulation because they're chasing the dollars. And right now, AI is the hot new thing, and everything needs to have AI put into it. Just wait. It's going to be in your oven soon, and you won't be able to use your oven without turning on AI and making sure that you're connected to the internet. What's that? Do you have one of the motors with you? Yes. Well, that's just wonderful. Could I take a look at it? Is it functional? You shake your head. Ah, broken, is it? Even better, let's have a look. I've got it, sir. Here you are, sir. Dibs takes the motor out of a pack and hands it to Edison. Oh, this is easy to fix. Just a moment. He rummages around, searching through his tools. Eventually, he finds what he's looking for and settles down to work. A few minutes later, he holds out the motor. There you go. Good as new. Fascinating technology. Not very bright, though. What do you mean not very bright? Okay. We have fixed the motor. Now I just have to install it. Internet of Things is dumb. Indeed. Wait, it's 3D. Yes. Oh, gosh. The basic fundamentals of economics, where there's rise and fall over time. And yet, somehow, the economy must always increase. Profits must always go up. That's just not how the system works. And the people who insist that it must always go up know that. It's very frustrating. 3D all over again. I remember when suddenly every movie was in 3D. And I remember specifically going to the 2D showings because, oh my God, 3D glasses over top of glasses is super uncomfortable, and it made watching the movie just unpleasant. And if we were concerned about the climate more than money we made up, well, but look at all the money. Sorry, they have all the server farms that were calculating to generate Bitcoin and other like things like Ethereum and other like virtual currencies. And they were locating them in the Arctic Circle because they generate so much heat that they had to put them somewhere cold in order so that they would keep functioning and not overheat. Never thinking about the fact that that would actually raise the temperature around them because they were giving off lots of heat. And now they're realizing that they're going to need a lot more servers for the generative AI than they initially thought. So we're about to have a whole nother set of server farms generating lots and lots of heat just for generative AI. I don't need my fridge to connect to the Wi-Fi so it can tell me what's in it. Well, but that's not that's not their use case. Their use case is that you have your fridge connect to the Wi-Fi so that the AI can look inside and see that you're running low on milk and order it for you. Because your fridge AI will have access to your Bitcoin account and can just buy the milk for you so that it gets delivered and you never run out. That's their use case that they're trying to sell. The problem is that the tools will not function like that, are not close to functioning like that. And that as a use case ignores any sort of security problems and personal safety issues that would present themselves in that situation. You know, in theory, the fridge thing would be great for me, but in practice, I don't trust the home devices for more than lights and music and alarms. Yeah, and half the time, I don't trust devices for alarms. Where is Lewis Comfort Tiffany? We've talked to Tiffany before, haven't we? Tiffany. Oh, he's one of the... I wonder if it's even possible to do this until after. Also, where do I get the weed killer? I am so distractible today. I apologize. They don't sell weed killer, do they? It's worth checking. We're going to go to the trading post. The people who come up with these ideas or with these use cases have never had to budget a damn thing. I know I'm out of apples. It's because I'm poor and don't get paid until next week. Uh-huh. Plenty of apples in your fridge. Well, and then, like, sometimes I have things and I'm sure they would say, well, you can program it to do blah, 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 blah. It's like, whatever. Yeah, there are some chores that I hate doing. And there are some chores that I don't want to do, but I need to do because I don't want them done the same every time. So I hate cleaning the bathroom. I hate cleaning the shower, especially. I will do it because it needs done. I don't like doing dishes, but I don't like to cook, so I do the dishes. I absolutely hate going to the grocery store. It is one of my least favorite things ever. But I basically don't buy the same groceries every single week. So I have to do the grocery shopping for the things that I'm going to get, because I can't just set up a standing order that will repeat itself. And, you know, I do pickup lately because then I can do the shopping online and just go and pick up the stuff so that I cut down on the parts of grocery shopping that I absolutely hate. But send puddle apples. That's, yeah. The AI could organize your house. Oh. I don't know. I don't know about that. If it's something that you want done, sure. My resistance to the AI organizing my house is the same resistance I have to having, like, hiring, like, Mary maids or something to come in and clean the apartment. I don't want somebody coming in and moving my things around. I will lose things and never know where to find them. Also, I'm just not comfortable with people I don't know in my space. But couldn't be worse than you. Oh no, pretty witchery. Also, living in the woods doesn't sound like a bad idea. But trick for dealing with most of that is to be alone and miserable, so you don't worry about the mess when you look at it. I need a space that I can go to that is my space. And I don't mean the website. I used to have one of those, but that's not what I mean. I need a space that is for me and that other people don't really disrupt. How did I completely bypass? I forgot what I was doing. Sorry. I completely bypassed the trading post. Hi, Iron Trout. And so, like, I don't like to invite people over. I'll go and visit somebody else's place. But I don't like inviting people over because then they're in my space and my space is no longer comfortable. It's very strange. I think about living in the woods, but I've been watching some survivalist TV lately, and let's face it, I wouldn't survive. Yeah, there's that. A box to hop into and decompress in. I have wanted to, like, just go. So Philip likes to get massages. I hate massages because that requires somebody to touch me. I have, for many years, wished that I could just go spend some time in a sensory deprivation tank because it seems like it would be so relaxing. Yeah, Iron Trap. It's an invasion of my space, and I can't. Okay, how have I know where the freaking trading post is, don't I? How did I miss it again? What am I doing wrong? It's fine. And that was honestly one of the things that that I struggled with a lot, Detective Zen, was I never understood why I just really hated being touched. You know, now that I'm aware of my neurodivergence, I'm like, oh, this is not abnormal. This is very normal for somebody like me. No, I didn't mean to break off combat. A cat in a people suit. Do not pet me. Also, I am ridiculously ticklish. Which is a lot of why I don't like being touched. Because I had 2 brothers growing up. So, super ticklish. And what do brothers do when they have a brother that's ticklish? They never stop tickling you. 4 South 141 West. Where is the freaking trading post? I don't know how I'm so good at getting lost. Trading post. 12 South 129 West. Okay, so I need to go east a little and further south. You're very ticklish too, but like your hair being played with. Uh-huh. Yeah, Iron Trout. And it's I would like to be able to invite people over, and if we had a house, it would be easier. Because then there could be part of the house that is available for people to come and socialize. But I'm never gonna have a house. Build a tiny house. Also, keep thinking how late stage capitalism disaster they are. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, if there was an area, like, this part of the house is open for entertaining, and then here is the private area, people don't come here, that would be fine. But it requires having a house instead of ginormous amounts of student loan debt. But how am I lost in the woods on Mars? I'm even using the sextant. My orienteering skills really suck today. I've gone too far west. What in the what? How have I done this? Game? I understand that there are jumping beans, but they shouldn't slow you down this much. Rob the rich and get a mansion with wings? Each get a wing and share the entertainment area? I mean, that is... I think we just need to have Stream Fam Island, but an island where all of the lovely people that we have met on the internet can retreat and just not have to deal with the rest of the world. Good news! A lot of islands would involve robbing the rich. Islands don't have to be hot. We could move to Scotland, or like not Scotland, but north of Scotland. The Hebrides? Is that what they're called? The Orkneys. I don't remember. I think that's what I'm thinking. Geography? Aren't those the islands full of camera crews filming reality shows? That's very windy. And the storms to the Orkneys! I don't know. Windy northern UK islands that are cold. Sounds nice to me, but I know my taste is very different. Okay, jumping beans in the woods. Very taxing on my system. It shouldn't be. Because this game is very old and doesn't actually use that much resources, but oh, I didn't mean to do that. I keep ending combat. Oh, oops. I thought she was a jumping bean. I attacked Nellie Bly. Oh, there is that pretty witchery. I could go for a cold climate island. I would prefer something tropical, but if there's no AC, I will choose the cold every time. Yeah, I'm not a big warm weather person. The weather right now is very summer. I'm being swarmed by beans. I'm lost in the woods. Are we good? Is that the last one? Can we leave the woods now, please? Ah, beans. Okay. Maybe? Now, where the heck am I? All right. This way. How did I get lost again? How many times have I gotten lost in this game? I think it's more than I can count. I don't want to hear anything to the southeast. Thank you very, very much. All right, I'm at 12,144. I need 12,129. A bunch of island nations basically have to go begging because the climate change is sinking their lands. Yeah, I mean, there are parts of Virginia that are sinking out on the eastern shore. I like the cold because you have options to keep warm. So many layers, only so many layers you can remove in the heat before it's illegal for you to go outside. Well, and also, like, there are only so many layers that you can remove before there's nothing left to remove. Regardless of legality, if you're hot and you have nothing on, there's nothing else to take off. Unless somehow you're able to remove your skin. But that's not done safely usually. Some layers, cotton and linen, can help you cool down more than being naked. This is true. All right, Calamity Jane, do you have Weed Killer? I don't even know what she sells. I spent so much time. You just have clothing and berries? Okay. You sell ammunition. Do you have Weed Killer? Trail goods. Weed Killer! I asked 30 little axioms for a can of weed killer. How many would you like? One? No. Bye. Okay. Well, a successful mission, despite the fact that I got turned around how many times? Also, the question is, where is the weed killer I just bought? Hmm. Whose inventory got the weed killer? I have no idea where it is. I bought some. Um, where Buffalo Bill? Where the heck are the goods you just sold me? You done sold me a bill of goods here, but I didn't receive them. Oh, this inventory would be so much better as text. We are about to have another 3-minute automated ad break starting. So I'm going to pop us over to the Be Right Back screen and we will be right back. Ahoy hoy, welcome back. The ad break should be done, and that should hopefully be the last one that happens on the stream today. I found the weed killer. I didn't have any capacity in my inventory, so he put it on the ground in front or below me. Of course. So what should I put down? I have some potash, acid, nitrogen, phosphorus. I don't know how much of this stuff I need. I don't think I need more oil. Let's drop some oil. The question is, will I remember where it was if I end up needing it? The answer? No. No, I will not. All right, let's move. Is there 4 slots? Yeah. Move the seeds. So I have some slots. Get weed killer. All right. Why is my gun out of charges? I don't understand. Now it's not out of charges, but I don't think I used them all. But what happened to them? Oh, I think I used up all the charges trying to melt my way into the ice cave, didn't I? Fine. Set to combination? Rifle, shotgun, or I think rifle. What would happen if you shove all those chemicals in your mouth? Death, probably. Then it would be a death in space. The TTRPG that I'll be playing next Friday night. You can eat anything once. Okay, where did the weed killer gun go? Unsurprisingly, I am carrying too much. I don't think I need this turn. I'm always carrying too much. Okay. This game likes to yell at me. Now can I have it, please? May I have it, please? Fine. Whatever. Use this on that. Wah! Okay. I have a fixed motor. And I have a weed killer sprayer thing. Don't think I can get the lens fixed, because the only one I can think of that would be able to do that would be Lewis Comfort Tiffany, and he is presently occupied by a Martian consciousness. So I think we'll have to free him before I can get the 3rd tower operational, but we should be able to get 2 of them going, I hope. Should I make a new character that a kid of on the main... that's a kid of one of the main characters in Supernatural boarding house? Kid of one of the main characters in a Supernatural boarding house story that you're working on. Why not? That seems like a decent plot complexity. I have to come up with what my character's going to be for Death End's Face next week. Spectre is leveling up. He sees 3 stone obelisks. 1 inscribed with a book, 1 a heart, and 1 a sword. He definitely does not need to bump his intelligence score. So, do I want dexterity or strength? Honestly, at this point, strength, so you can carry more stuff. At this point in the game, always level strength. Carrying capacity. Like I'm not struggling to win in fights. I need them to carry more things. Oh dear. The house was a school for a time, and I don't know if I want them to move back to the house after it turned into a boarding house. I don't know enough to have an opinion, but it sounds like it provides decent plot opportunities. Yeah, 5 people in that tent. I'm sure that there is nothing sexual happening. I love that Spectre is a character because initially he was a baddie in the previous game, or we thought he was, and then it turned out he wasn't, and now he's here with us helping to save the Martian civilization. I just love that. The whole, oh, here's this person who seems to be the bad guy. Oh wait, nope, they're not actually bad at all. And then they get to help. Where the heck am I? Did I get lost again? I'm in Olympus, which is where I wanted to be, but I just was trying to go in one side and out the other, which might actually not be possible. Wait. Oh. Oh. Well, this would be the docking port for the canal. There is no other northern exit from Olympus. I have to walk around the city to go north of the city. Of course. Also, the main character, owner of the house, is now a ghost. Well, oh man, I didn't have to buy Weed Killer. Because I had some minutes right there. Whatever. All of those sound like good ideas to me, Shadows. It's fine. I just spent the oxygen rocks that let me breathe in order to get Weed Killer that I didn't need to spend oxygen rocks on. I'm sure it's fine. Okay. I'm going to get 2 of these towers operational. I have not done any of the towers. There are 3 towers, not 2 towers. There are 3 towers to get fixed. I'll try talking to Tiffany. I just don't think it's going to do any good because I think he's still going to be occupied by Martian brain. Martian, Martian, Martian. I don't remember. Yes, good. I went the right way for the bridge. Over no water at all. Like a bridge over no water. No. Yeah, no, that's hard. I was gonna sing Bridge Over Troubled Water, but then since there's no water, and then I stumbled. Whatever. North. There is no fast way to get to the North Pole. The third tower holds the nose of Sauron. Well, why is it holding his nose? Is something smelly? Okay, come on. Because the first two are the eyes. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. I forgot that they were the eyes of Sauron, but yeah. I get it. Don't you have a spare tower to store body parts? Generally, no. I live in an apartment. There are people that live above me and occasionally flood their bathtub so that it rains in my bathroom. There are people that live below me that I worry about walking too hard across the floor so that which would cause them annoyance. And so I try to not walk around too much. Because I'm the kind of person that worries about, am I going to bother the neighbors? Because one man's ceiling is another man's floor. We got some strange goings on. I'm trying to think of the words now. Bloody purple nose and bloody purple clothes. The lobby floor. Sorry. Trying to think of, I can't remember all the lyrics right now. It's a Paul Simon song. And the version of it I know is from the New York Voices Sing the Songs of Paul Simon. What is the song? I think is it Me and Julio? Sorry, now I'm obsessed with, yeah, this is the one. Mama Pajama rolled out of bed and she ran to the police station. And when the papa found out, he began to shout and he started an investigation. It's against the law. It was against the law. What the mama saw was against the law. 55 north, 125 west. All right, further west. That was, but the part that I was, I don't know, whatever. Is this the one I was thinking of? It may not be. Anyway, they're all good. They're all really good. Since I don't have any other plot ideas, I could have the plot be the kid moving back into the house. Oh, that would be interesting, especially because the house is haunted. Then you have so many opportunities, because coming home, not only is it haunted by an actual ghost, but haunted by the kids' memories of the place. Um, oh, there are some juicy options along the lines of like some great like um, psychological thrillers like The Others. Theirs is so good. With Nicole Kidman. But then again, there are other options too. It doesn't have to be like a scary. Oh wait, this is the one that needs the lens. I walked to the one that I cannot fix. I'm good at this. There are 3 of them, and I went to the only one I don't have the part yet. I even tried looking at the list of where they were, and oh dear. Hey, so what else do people have going on tonight? If you were going for a horror story, yeah. It doesn't have to be a horror story. There are a lot of other options too. Eating dinner early because a friend is having people over to play board games. I need to do board games again sometime soon. It's been a while. I have a bunch of games and we just haven't played them, and it's partly my fault because A, I don't like having people over, and B, I've just been really, really busy. But trying to stay warm. I'm jealous. But also, I hope you can stay warm. I've been trying to stay cool today. It's so warm here. Northing of the poles. This is riveting entertainment right now, wandering across the surface of Mars. I do like Mars, but I don't actually know geographically where I am at the moment. Where am I now? Which part of Mars have I reached? All right, I was there, and I'm walking this way. I'm walking. I'm somewhere at the Bonaventure Hotel. I'm somewhere like Tantalus Fosse, Alba Fosse, Mariotis, somewhere in here. Yeah, okay. Keep wanting to get board games? But think, who am I gonna play it with? Yeah. It's like 95? Yeah. It's June, Mother Nature. You're drunk. Go home. Yeah, I don't know what the temperature is here right now. I just know that it's nearly 75 in my library here right now. And my body definitely doesn't like anything much above 69 degrees. Yeah, exactly. 69 is nice. If I could get it to be 69, but sadly the air conditioning unit does not push air to this part of the apartment very well. Mostly because it's trying to push air through open areas that are designed for ductwork to be in them, but don't actually have any ductwork in them. So, just giant open drywall. And so the air doesn't make it out the vents because they didn't install the ductwork that would actually transport the air the way that it's meant to be transported. Because, I mean, most people that live in apartments aren't going to know that anything's wrong, aren't going to know how ductwork is meant to be installed, and know that if you don't put ducts in, the air will not make it all the way to the vents. Ooh, it's like 51 degrees there. Ha! Don't know how many of these vines I need to eliminate. You see a tower, a tower, a tower, a lens holder, a lens holder, a tracking motor, a ruby lens. Okay. Will it function now? Some of the lenses are not responding. Some. I think we fixed one. By just using some weed killer on the vines. Okay. Yeah, Shadows, it's frustrating. Also because like the unit that is here, the like air conditioning unit itself is bigger than necessary for the space. The machine in-game responds to, yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure the machine is sarcastic towards me. But yeah, the air conditioner itself is larger than necessary for the space. So when it comes on, it makes a lot of noise. And even though it's too big for the space, like they could have a smaller one that didn't make as much noise if they installed the proper ducting and sealed it with duct tape so that the air transported through it actually got to where they were trying to pipe the air to. And then they wouldn't need such a large air conditioner that makes so much noise. But I don't know the last time these were remodeled, but at some point in time, they decided not to install the ductwork correctly, and therefore it is not properly heated and cooled at this end of the apartment. But that would make sense. Yeah. And like, if it was a place I owned, I would just rip out the drywall and install ducts myself because it's not hard to do and they're not terribly expensive. But I don't own it. I rent. So I am not going to invest my money in improving it. What you said in Landlord was, you're going to need to have money go to other people who aren't you. Exactly. The thing is, like, it's not even hard. It's not expensive. And yeah, I mean, it does a couple of things. My electricity bill would be lower if we had the proper ductwork, because the air conditioner wouldn't need to run as much and the heater wouldn't need to run as much. I honestly, like, because I've looked inside and it's just open area instead of having actual ducts in it. They've got like the drywall built out that should contain the ducts, but the ducts aren't there. And it's just like, this is not what it's supposed to be like. This was done incorrectly. Anyway. Someday, I might possibly be able to rent somewhere that isn't this apartment. But buying a place, that's... What do you think? I'm early Gen X or a boomer? Like, no, I'm late Gen X. We don't get to buy houses. Oh dear. Okay, we're almost to this other tower. I think we have the motor to install. And I just don't think that there's any way that Tiffany's gonna... I'll go and talk to Tiffany. I just don't think that Tiffany's gonna be able to help us until he's not a Martian anymore. Also, like, I can't think of anybody else who was on the list of, like, this one. I can't think of any of these other figures who would be appropriate to work on a lens, especially a ruby lens. Although I'm not sure Tiffany really is appropriate to work on a ruby lens either, because Tiffany did glass work, not he didn't work with ruby. Wait, you're getting Airbnb ads? Or you're annoyed by them because of what? Other than their existence. I may have missed something. No. I understand that you're saying you're annoyed by them, but I'm not sure. You say this is, and I'm not sure what you're referring to, but that's just probably just me missing something. Because Airbnb. I mean, yeah, there's that too. All right, dibs. Call dibs. Use tracking motor on lens holder. Okay. 2. I believe that's 2 of them that I've now fixed. I mean, it does no good until I can fix the 3rd one, apparently. Because who buy houses? Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily hate renting. I just wish I could rent a house instead of an apartment. But the rental prices here have gone out of the realm of reasonability. Elixir's watch says tingling, tingling. That's code for 15 minutes left in stream. Thank you, Elixir. I'm being attacked by a Martian sandstorm. All right, I have to... If I want to talk to Tiffany... I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. If I want to talk... Not that Tiffany, but If I want to talk to Tiffany, I need to get to Elysium, and the best way to Elysium from where I was is not what I'm doing right now. But the best way to Elysium from where I was is not what I'm doing right now. The best way to Elysium from where I am is to keep going. I have so many things to do, to say about rent and apartment supply, where you live. Oh dear. 15 minutes of walking. What is this? The Lord of the Rings? Puddleglum. It was great having you here. I will see you next time, my next stream should be Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we might finish Return to Monkey Island. We're in Act 5 now. I don't know if that means we'll finish or not, but we're closer than we were. Which geological formation is this? Is this Tantalus or Mariotis? Don't know. If I walk south far enough, I will eventually come to the canals. Where I was at the tower, I should have walked west or east instead of west, and then I could have just walked directly to Elysium as the closest city to where I was. But I started walking back this way, and now Olympus is closer. And I have to get to one of the cities before I can use the teleporting network, because the teleporting network doesn't go to the North Pole. I'm sorry that this stream ended up being mostly walking. That said, I did get some things accomplished. And walking across Mars can be relaxing as long as you have enough to eat and air to breathe. So we're in a good measure here. Not we're much better off than Mark Watney was in the Martian. We're not having to farm potatoes using our own excrement. Yet. I think they did a decent job with that movie until the very end. It was a good book. I enjoyed the book. The book is better than the movie. The movie was really well done. Living off potatoes would suck. This is true. Wouldn't farm tools be better than the whole flying about like Iron Man thing that happens in that movie did not happen in the book. And was unnecessary in the movie. Wait. What? Where am I? What? I'm 6 degrees south, 11 west. I'm in Arabia Terra? How did I get to Arabia Terra? I mean, obviously I walked there, but that is not where I thought I was at all. What? I'm at 6 degrees, 11 degrees. Yeah. That makes no sense. I don't know how I got here. Except that I got lost. Technically, it would be recycling. This is true. And I mean, what do you think they do in Star Trek? They have matter replicators that restructure matter from one thing into another. How do you think they dispose of waste? And where do you think the matter comes from that they replicate things out of? I will just say a large percentage of the crops we eat are fertilized by liquid pig poo spread over the field. So to be fair, it's not like we aren't doing it already. Yeah, in the past, it was used because it is generally a decent fertilizer. So in the past, it was referred to as night soil. And I'm talking human excrement. Was referred to as night soil. They addressed that in Discovery. I have forgotten that part, but I'm not surprised. All right, so I'm going to sextant again. 0 latitude, 20 longitude. I'm okay being at 0. If I am at 20 east, then I'm roughly, I'm directly southwest of the abandoned city. Which might as well swing through the abandoned city. Supposedly there's a will-o'-the-wisp that shows up there, and we haven't talked to the will-o'-the-wisp yet. I still don't know how I ended up in Arabia Terra. Other than that I walked there, but that was not it's not where I thought I was. Michael Burnham was eating an apple, and the Admiral literally said it's made from our ship. Yes. Like, it does, I remember them doing things like that. I don't remember that specific moment, but also, yeah, of course it is. What else would it be made of? All right, so if I'm at 7 north and 33, I should basically be right at the abandoned city. The abandoned city on Mars. I do not think we're going to run into anybody named John Carter. That would certainly be an interesting thing to have happen. All right, I'm at 7 north, 41 east. Where is this abandoned city? The map made it look like I was near. Abandoned city. Footlocker Peak of Mount Olympus. Towers, barge. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. I'm so good at getting lost. John Carter's a different timeline. Yeah. Abandoned city. Uh-huh. Yes. And? How does one not get lost? I'm so bad at this. If I could see more than like 2 feet in front of my face, I might be able to find things I'm looking for occasionally. Aha, here it is. I'm like, I've been there before. And of course, now I'm being attacked. Proto-Martian. All right. Just want to go inside the city and see if the Will-O-the-Wisp is here. That's all I wanted. That's all I ever wanted. Will? I won't fire at you, Will. Oh, the Wisp? Yeah, I won't fire at the the Wisp either. Do. So far, I do not see it. Now, there was a number in the clue book that indicated a specific place in the abandoned city. It says sometimes the Will-O-the-Wisp is there, and that place is here. And that is not the Will-O-the-Wisp. That is a planther. Not while foes are near. Okay, fine. What about dead foes? What foes? I don't see any foes. Oh, you mean the planther? I'm going to time lime. I just saw time lime. We're gonna rest, and then maybe the Will-O-the-Wisp will be here at night. We're not cold yet, but we will be soon. Willy the Wisp. I still don't see Willy the Wisp. I have no idea what triggers the Will-O-the-Wisp to show up. I have been through here multiple times and I have never seen it. I'm sad because I wanted to talk to him. We'll pitch our tent inside a little house, and maybe the Will-O-the-Wisp will be here at sunrise? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. I still don't see him. Them. I don't know. Well, it is time. I should save. We'll pitch our tent inside a little house. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know what this occasionally means. Because I have yet to find the Wisp, and there's no other reason to come here at all. So it's a little frustrating. But we are at time. I need to figure out where 'tis shall we venture in the soonish coming now. I don't know. My brain is. Oh dear. Well, let's see. Who is around? There's a paleontologizing currently on. Brie Denon, Damien Haas, Jeff Berlag, Big Hispanis, Ooh. Oh. This has never happened. We are going to raid Obi-Wan Pez, except not, because different channel, but same person. So we're gonna head on over to N Simplex Pachinko's channel. And they're currently playing Elite Dangerous, it looks like. I've never gotten to raid them. So that's where we're gonna go. Let me go ahead and do the like credits and whatnot. It wasn't confusing at all? Of course not. Obi-Wan Pez is also N Simplex Pachinko, and so that's the channel we're rating, is N Simplex Pachinko. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. I'm glad that I managed to do all of my streams this week. Woohoo! Thank you, Stephen Joyce and Puddleglum and SimSilica for the resubscriptions. Of course, thank you to my moderators, and to What's Not Worth It for subscribing over on Coffee. I do plan to do all of my normal streams next week too. So Monday at 7 p.m., return to Monkey Island, and if we finish, we'll find something to do. Wednesday, I have a true crime from the archives, looking at a murder case from, I think it's the late 1800s. I don't remember the dates exactly, but that's coming up. And then next Saturday, we'll come back to Mars, and hopefully I won't have to run around the desert getting lost quite so much. But yeah, we're going to raid on over to N Simplex Pachinko. So join me. I do have a raid call that you are invited to use. It comes in both subscriber and non-subscriber flavors. Feel free to copy paste. Thank you so much for joining me again. I hope I will see you all again very soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.